Hi, my name is Puyatai and I'm going to elaborate the functionality of my system for OOSSE coursework. So before going about showing you how the system really works out, we're going to go around the use case and see what are the use cases and actors are around, so we can have like an overall heads up about what's really going on. So the supervisor is responsible for doing a majority of functions such as resetting meter, updating status, and suspending, shutting down, and all those sort of activities. Attendance is all about logging in and viewing self-information and topping up in case they've been set to prepay. A manager is mostly in a passive state, viewing logs and viewing tenants and warning tenants if necessary. So, if we come back here, if you go to our login, which is the start point to everything, this window pops up. So I've created a table here to give you a clue about all the residing tenants and the supervisor and manager with the username and password. This is just for the purposes of for the ease of use, I could say, so you can just see the credentials in entering. So we're gonna go first with the supervisor, as supervisor takes most of the functionality. And as you can see here, all I have to do is to type in supervisor 123, it'll log in. There you go. So we've got like all these sort of all these tenants that are each have their own exclusive usage and status and the payment type. So first thing first, we're gonna check the actions. So if I change this to reset, this should go to 0, status should change, and the shutdown suspend should have changed the status. So let's try this. If we reset, you will see that tenant status updated, the log saved, tenant counter updated. So if we're doing shutdown, it's going to be shut down, this is going to be suspended. So now that we know that these actions are all working very well, now let's check the multi-threading capability of the application. So what we're going to do is that we're going to run these 3 tenants meters simultaneously to see that if threads are functioning properly. So I'm going to start from tenant 8. Let me just reset. So yeah, so I'm going to start this one, I'm going to start this one, I'm going to start this one. So as you can see, they're all running. So I'm going to stop this one, I'm going to stop this one, and I'm going to stop this one. So now we have successfully started and stopped these threads, and they could like work in concurrent to each other. So everything so far so good. Start, stop, and the only functional that is left to check, I think, is to switching the meter. So if I switch this payment type is prepay now, if I change it to postpay, this is postpay. This is essential to consider because later on, if you go to tenant, if you're on postpay, you don't have the capability to top up your account, your balance. But whereas when you're on prepay, you have that capability. So for that purpose, I'm gonna keep this prepay. I'm gonna this is prepay. I'm gonna give it to postpay, and I'm gonna make this postpay too. So we're pretty much done here. You can see there are like 10 tenants, and each have their own credentials and statistics and meters and all that. So what we're gonna do is go to the tenant 8 PS, which is our postpay. As you can see in here, you can see all the credentials, last name, electricity usage, the progress bar, the alerts box, this page just for like a test, total payable status, and everything is here. So usually that's what tenants see, unless they're set to prepay. Now let's check the prepay. If I'm not mistaken, we've done the no, this is postpay. Alright, as you can see now, this is prepay, and it's suspended because the total payable is 70 and electricity is 70 and the balance is 0. And when you have outstanding, this will automatically be set to suspend. So now let's top up. You need to, first of all, this is validated. So if you put 60 here, you will see that the current outstanding is 70, so you have to at least top up at least for 80. This also checks that you don't put any alphabets, it's not in digits, and this goes along with pretty much all of them are pretty much strictly validated. So I put 80, card number is 10, 20, 30, expiry date should be 1 to 12 only, 10, 2000, and there you go. Amount is empty or the input is not in digits. So I think I've made a mistake there. 10, 2000. Top up successful. So now that you can see the balance has been set to 80, but the status is still suspended unless the supervisor decides that this tenant should be set to active. So even though you top up your account, it doesn't mean that the status will be changed. However, I'm gonna change it for tenant 9. We'll go there and let me see my recordings. Okay, so we'll go there and we're gonna go as a supervisor in tenant 9. So as you can see, this is suspended. If I click on run, you'll see now that it's activated. And I just stopped. So if I go back to my tenant 9, now you can see that this is active. And pretty much your balance is 80 and your electricity usage is 70. That means you don't have any total payable for now. But later on, if you like exceed this amount, if you bring this to 100 and your balance is 80, this is going to be calculated automatically and you will be given like 20 payable here. This is also using the absolute math library for very rigid and clear logic there. So now that we're clear about this, let's go to the manager. And manager is pretty much simple. It has this beautiful thing here, shows you all the outstandings. Well, the rest is none. Only tenant 9 has 10 and tenant 2 has 30. So if view tenant's profile, this table pops up which shows you all the corresponding information, such as everything there is that is stored in the database will be presented here. These are the payments, like if they're click, it means that they're set to prepay. If they're not click, it means it's default. Default is postpay, just like how you pay your bills normally. So we got the one tenant here, and you have to choose the number here. So if I use like A, you can't do that. If I do like 11, this is wrong. You should be entering a valid input. An alert could be we are recording. So tenant 9, let's make it tenant 1. Tenant 1, we are recording. Click on OK. So oh yeah, we can't. We should be only alphabets. I shouldn't write something else. So tenant 1, whatever, test. If you view logs now, the one tenant, it has already been sent to the user. Tenants we will check later. Besides that, I'm gonna show you the logs. The logs are pretty much clear. Show you what has been done. Meter has been changed to postpay at this date, and it's pretty much clear. Nothing to explain about it. This shows you the total usage. It gets like all the usage and adds them, sums them up, and represent them here in this J progress bar. Show you the payment type and pretty much so on and so forth. So now let's go back to our tenant 1, which must have an alert for test. Now, as you can see, the alert box is now updated to test. So to double check this, go to 1 testing this time. So if you go like tenant 1, tenant 1p, tenant 1ps, and you log in, and you'll see that now it's testing and not test anymore. And that's pretty much all about it. Thank you very much for your attention and consideration toward my system. I hope this video were useful, and I'm sorry if I go eccentric sometimes or it's like extra explanations. And yeah, that's all.